Good morning students and welcome to your English class. Today we will take a topic from your book Communicate with Cambridge. The name of the lesson is A House of Tires. Now this lesson does not have an author, so let's get on with introduction to the lesson. The lesson is about the concept given by Michael Reynolds on building completely self-sustainable homes called earthships. We also get to know the functioning of these homes and also how they are built. This concept was not initially accepted by people because the use of some materials in these homes posed a threat to the environment. Thus Reynolds had to face some obstacles along the way, but now a lot of people have accepted his concept. New words: solar, which means relating to the sun; utilities, an organization supplying the community with gas, water or sewage facilities; dense, closely compacted in substance; load bearing, relating to carrying of a load; sewage, wastewater and excrement conveyed in sewers; fluctuate, rise and fall irregularly; ventilation, movement of fresh air around a closed space; tepe, a conical tent; infrastructure, basic physical and organizational structures and facilities; sufficient, enough. Word meanings: municipal, relating to a town or district or its governing body; utilities, supplies; off the grid, which means not using public utilities; rammed, packed; stacked, having sections that are arranged vertically; firmly, securely; load bearing, carrying of a load; thermal, relating to heat; attributes, features; landscaping, which means the process of making a piece of land more attractive by altering the existing design. Now let's discuss the lesson, A House of Tires. The ability to live completely in a sustainable manner is now a reality thanks to solar homes known as earthships. The U-shaped buildings utilize available natural resources like solar energy and are made entirely of natural and reused materials. The future of city living may be to not need the city at all. Now earthships are being introduced to us. We are being told what is an earthship. Okay, an earthship is a completely self-sustainable home. It can function on its own. It uses natural resources to function like solar energy, and it is made up of completely natural or reused materials. So in the future, maybe we might not need cities at all. We might be living in an earthship. An earthship is absolutely independent of all public and municipal utilities. This is what is meant by being off the grid, explains Michael Reynolds, who developed the concept. Now look at the phrase off the grid. Off the grid means that an earthship does not need public or municipal utilities. Utilities means supplies. So this is the meaning of being off the grid. Earthship is completely self-sustainable. It does not rely on public or municipal supplies. In the mountains of New Mexico, USA, Reynolds has built 15 cliff-top homes which, as well as providing a view, were designed to prove that the earthships could be built anywhere. Now in New Mexico, Reynolds has built 15 cliff-top homes, 15 earthships which have been built on cliff tops to prove that they can be built anywhere, even if the terrain is hilly or it's a mountain place, it's a mountain area. An earthship house is made up of rammed earth and tires. The tires are stacked like bricks. Each tire has earth pounded into them until firmly packed. Once the tires are packed, they are very difficult to move and form quite a dense wall. Now over here we'll see how earthships are constructed. First of all, tires, they are rammed with earth. Rammed as in they are packed full of earth, and these tires which are stuffed with earth, they are stacked one on top of the other like bricks. So these tires which are stuffed with earth are the building blocks of the earthship. After they are stacked one on top of the other, they form a very dense and compact wall which is very difficult to move. The walls are load bearing and provide thermal mass, which is an important attribute of any energy efficient house. Thermal mass stores heat and releases the heat slowly. This keeps the indoor temperature constant while outside temperatures fluctuate. Now earthships, they can regulate their own temperature. So when heat is stored inside the earthship releases that heat very, very slowly, which is needed, which is very important for a self-sustainable home. So if the outside temperature is fluctuating, it's getting hot or it's getting cold, the temperature inside the earthship will remain pretty much constant. Outside the walls are in place. Once the walls are in place, the walls are quite often plastered over and appear very similar to a house built of clay. Now once the walls they are constructed, they are put in place, they are coated, and the outside of the house basically looks like any other normal house which is built of clay. Even sewage is not spared and is used in indoors and outdoor treatment cells for food production and landscaping. Now the sewage which is produced inside an earthship, it's reused. It's used for indoor and outdoor treatment cells for food production and landscaping. Landscaping is basically when you're altering a piece of land, okay? And that grey water, even after that, the water which has turned grey, which is dirty, which is not of any use to us, that water is used to flush toilets. Most modern amenities such as plumbing, heating, power, and even internet are provided in a self-sufficient way to change the face of remote living. The construction uses natural cross ventilation to regulate internal temperatures for comfort. Now this house provides all kinds of modern facilities such as plumbing, heating, power, and even internet. So you're basically living in a remote area, but you're still having modern facilities in that remote area. So earthships are like that. Even if you're living in a very remote area, the earthship is constructed, let's say in a mountain, but you will have all the modern facilities that you will need to live. The construction uses natural cross ventilation to regulate internal temperatures for comfort. Now what's cross ventilation? Let's say for example two windows are facing each other. The air will enter from one window and pass over to the other window. So the temperature inside is, it's regulated. So and also it keeps the air fresh, because if you open the window, if there is ventilation, so the thing is it regulates the temperature of the room inside a closed space, and it also regulates the airflow. The air inside the room, inside the closed place, remains fresh. So earthship utilizes cross ventilation to regulate the temperature inside the home. A lot of people think off the grid living is like living in some kind of tepe or something, says Reynolds. Now a lot of people think that living in an earthship, which is probably built in a very remote area, is like living in a tent. Tepe is a tent, a conical tent. But it's not like that. This is a pretty nice house. The earthships range in price from $250,000 to $1.5 million. Now the houses are pretty nice. As you can see in the picture, the interior is very beautiful. It's like any other normal house, and they're also very expensive. Earthships have been built across the USA, have entered Europe, and relief projects are being developed in Malawi, Guatemala, Haiti, India, Jamaica, Philippines, and New Zealand. Now earthships have been built in many countries on the world. He has mentioned that over there, and they are also being used as relief homes for people who do not have homes. Okay, so earthships are being used in relief projects. Also, fundraising is taking place for a self-sustaining music school on Easter Island, one of the most remote locations in the world. Now money is being raised to build a self-sustaining music school on Easter Island, which is one of the most remote locations in the world. Not a lot of people live over there. Now Easter Island is basically a remote island where not a lot of people live, and it's near Chile, Chile. But the spread of these ships has not been plain sailing, as their radical design breaks most architectural rules. Now initially when this concept was introduced, not a lot of people accepted it. Okay, maybe because of their radical design, their unusual design, or maybe they do not because they break architectural rules. Reynolds has battled with local governments about the earthships meeting structural codes. Now one problem that Reynolds has faced is that local governments say that this earthship does not meet structural codes. The structure is not very good. They question this structure, probably because it was made of earth and tires. So they probably might have said that it's not stable, it's not structurally well off for people to live inside. Maybe that house is going to collapse and people will get injured. Also, there could be the risk of toxins leaking from the tires into the soil. Now, the other risk which he faced was because the earthship is made of tires. The bricks in earthship is basically tires which are filled with soil, with earth. So tires, they are not made of really good material, obviously. So toxins could leak from the tires and they could pollute the soil. That was one problem which he faced. Now, however, many people are coming around to his point of view. His fights are being won as thousands now live or use these uniquely designed buildings around the world. Now, what he says is, in the present day, a lot of people are accepting his concept. So, a lot of people, they want such homes to be built for them. The company's next goal is to expand from remote living to more self-sufficient cities, which would be more affordable and sustainable to build, an earthship city. Now, the next goal of the company is to build a city which is filled with earthships, filled with these self-sustaining homes. Okay, and obviously, if a lot of earthships are built, the cost of production of these earthships is going to go down. So they are going to be more affordable and obviously they are going to be sustainable. If some government or corporation was getting ready to do a city for 10,000 people, they would spend 10 years putting up infrastructure to support the city's power and sewage, concludes Reynolds. Now, Reynolds says that if a government or any corporation wants to build a new city, it would take a lot of time. He's saying 10 years to put up infrastructure, the basic physical facilities of the city, like the power, the sewage, even roads, okay, and getting all the raw materials to build the infrastructure, to build the buildings and everything around the city. We don't need that. If I had 1,000 acres somewhere and funding, I could start building a city tomorrow. The letter says that he does not need all that. He does not need time or any side sort of infrastructure. He does not need a lot of materials. He just needs 1,000 acres somewhere, 1,000 acres of land, and he also needs funding. And then if he had that, he could start building a city tomorrow at any point. I hope you understood the lesson. If you have any problem, you can ask me in class. Thank you for watching.